In this section, we are going to look more closely at health and safety factors the seaman should take notice of in his daily work. Health control requirements in the company, local port state and flag state, and various hazard sources that may harmfully affect the employee's health. Some companies practice a very strict drug abuse policy. Any employee may risk unannounced testing. Refusal to participate in such testing would be considered as a positive test result. The company drug abuse policy is described in the Company Quality Manual, Vessel Procedures. In case of accidents where a third country jurisdiction prevails, local authorities, like the US Coast Guard, and most of the oil majors may require testing to ensure that personnel involved have not been under the influence of alcohol or drugs. US Coast Guard requirements are to be found in the US Coast Guard publication, number 5.1.5. Rules and regulations of the flag state include provisions requiring that all employees shall undergo certain health control procedures prior to serving on board a vessel. The extent of the control and the specific requirements depend on the position in which the person shall serve. You should make yourselves familiar with the rules and regulations your vessel's flag state requires. In the daily work on board, you may be exposed to various hazardous sources that may affect your health. This can be caused by cargo-related substances which vary in the different cargoes and trades, and substances that are present in the environment on board most ships, and which are related to routine operations and maintenance procedures. Such hazardous sources are gases, liquids, noise, heating, chemicals, vibrations. During any operation, it is very important that the personnel involved are familiar with the precautions to be taken when handling hazardous sources. This requires know-how about actual source and its possible influence on health. Let us look at a well-known operation, painting. Any kind of paint contains thinners that may affect your health if inhaled. Bunker oil may also contain toxic vapors. Such hazardous situations can be avoided by obtaining information about health hazards, obtaining information about health precautions. Personnel working with paint or chemicals used for cleaning and other purposes should be aware of the dangers associated with inhaling the vapors from such products and the effects of chemicals on the skin. One should also seek information about health hazards. Information about health hazards is given in data sheets, which according to the Seamen's Act are always required to be available on board. Information about health precautions is available from various sources, for instance, the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code supplement. You can also ask your work leader for guidance. Some types of work require special written permits or procedures to follow before the crew member can start on the job. That is work such as entering enclosed spaces, working aloft, hot work, cold work. Most companies have special written procedures or checklists for these kinds of jobs. These checklists vary from ship type to ship type, company to company, and from flag state to flag state. So it is important that you make yourselves familiar with your vessel's procedures. Click on the text boxes for more information. An enclosed space is one with restricted access that is not subject to continuous ventilation and in which the atmosphere may be hazardous due to the presence of hydrocarbon gas, toxic gases, inert gas, or oxygen deficiency. This definition includes cargo tanks, ballast tanks, fuel tanks, water tanks, lubricating oil tanks, sewage tanks, cofferdams, duct keels, and similar enclosed spaces. It also includes inert gas scrubbers and water seals, and any other item of machinery or equipment that is not routinely ventilated and entered, such as boiler and main engine crankcases. Many of the fatalities in enclosed spaces have resulted from entering the space without proper supervision or adherence to agreed procedures. The rapid rescue of personnel who have collapsed in an enclosed space presents particular risk. It is a human reaction to go to the aid of a colleague from impulsive and ill-prepared rescue attempts. Entry in closed space permit is a document issued by a responsible person permitting entry to a space or compartment during a specific time interval. Working aloft is defined as any work above normal reach and where personnel are faced with risk of falling more than 2 meters. Typical areas are the superstructure, funnel, masts, tanks, engine room and the ship's side using a stage, bosun's chair, Jacob's ladder, or lifting up personnel with the safety harness in, for example, pump room or engine room emergency escape. Falling when performing work aloft can cause serious accidents. If proper safety precautions are taken, such work can be performed without accidents. Hot work is any work involving welding or burning, and other work including certain drilling and grinding operations, electrical work, and the use of non-intrinsically safe electrical equipment, which might produce an incentive spark. It covers all such work, regardless of where it is carried out on board a ship, including open decks, machinery rooms, and the engine room. Hot work outside the engine room workshop must be prohibited until the requirements of national legislation and other applicable regulations have been met, safety consideration taken into account, and hot work permit has been issued. Experience shows that such work is among the most common fire-producing activities on board a vessel. If proper safety precautions are taken, such work can be performed without accidents. A hot work permit is a document issued by a responsible person permitting specific hot work to be done during a specific time interval in a defined area. Cold work is work which cannot create a source of ignition. That means that cold work relates to any work in a hazardous or dangerous area which will not involve generation of temperature condition likely to be of sufficient intensity to cause ignition of combustible gases, vapors, or liquids within or adjacent to the area involved. Examples of such cold work are blanking, deblanking, disconnecting or connecting pipework, removing and fitting of valves, blanks, spades or blinds, work on pumps, etc., clean-up,